Hello everyone. In this video today we're going to be taking a look at an article from CNBC, NBC's little propaganda cousin there in the fake news racket. It's from their Market Insider with Patty Doom, written by Patty Doom, published on August 17th. This is such a propaganda piece of shit trying to manipulate the economy, get people to feel like the average investor to feel like, oh my God, and freak out and totally fuck with the market. That's what this is. I mean, for an example as proof of what they're trying to do here, we have this video here, which we're going to watch, 2-minute and 4-second video. And in it, you would think they'd be actually talking about this for most of that 2 minutes and 4 seconds. We're going to go through it and we're going to see how long they actually go with this guy before they get into the whole Gary Cohn thing.
The past 15 minutes or so, we've gotten a new tweet here from President Trump, who, as you say, is in Bedminster, New Jersey, at his golf resort there. Here's what the president tweeted. He said, "Study what General Pershing of the United States did to terrorists when caught. There was no more radical Islamic terror for 35 years." This tweet coming, of course, after the apparent terrorist attack in Barcelona today. The president here appears to be referring to a story that circulated on the internet.
Actually, this story, as he puts it, has been a recorded part of history since long before the fucking internet. I love CNBC with the shit that they're pushing here. All right, we are literally 27 seconds in, and of a 2-minute video, so we're a quarter of the way in, and we're talking about this, and we haven't even got into the thing of what Pershing did. So let's actually get into this.
About General Pershing in the Philippines in 1899, allegedly dipping soldiers' bullets in pig's blood before executing Muslim insurgents. Historians who've looked at that story say it's not at all.
Well, I've studied history. I wouldn't exactly call myself a historian. I'm also a non-revisionist, non-Marxist mentality when it comes to history. So, considering it's been going around since before the internet, and I was actually taught that by one of my teachers, actually more than one. One in high school, one in college, brought this story up. They also brought the fact up that he did more than that. He didn't bury their bodies in accordance with Islamic law, and he also buried them with the pig carcasses from the pigs that they bled, or it was pig carcasses. I don't know if they were the ones that they bled, but yeah. So there's more to this story, and because he did that, it stopped the uprising. So Trump is kind of right. Yeah, take a page from history. Is it a nice thing to do? No. But the thing is, these are people playing for keeps. And if you say, look, we've dipped all of our ammo in pig's blood, and you go up to face them, they're more apt to do something like surrender to avoid getting shot. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're now 41 seconds in, and we still haven't talked about Cohn.
All clear that this actually happened as alleged in the story that circulates on the internet. Nonetheless, it gives you a sense of the president's mood here today in terms of what he's focusing his attention on today. Senator Bob Corker.
Well, if you think about it, when you have Islamic terror happening in Spain, he's making a valid point. The same thing on the note of what happened in Charlottesville. He made a valid point about there's plenty of blame to go around. Oh, well, you didn't condemn the white supremacists. Well, what about the black supremacists? Because that's what BLM is. Okay? When you look at their rhetoric, that's literally, like, what comes out of their mouths isn't about quote-unquote equality. It's It's about supremacy. It's about oppression of whites because it's oppression Olympics. When you have oppression Olympics going on and you're putting a black above a white, that's racism. It's bigotry, regardless of race, because you have them doing it with gender and perceived gender and all this other fucked up shit. So, yeah, it's bigotry. They are the biggest bigots on the fucking planet. 53 seconds. 54 seconds, and we still haven't even got into Cone.
Issuing some of the toughest commentary yet we've seen about President Trump this week from an ally in the United States Senate. Here's Corker's statement that he gave earlier today saying that the...
Well, this is what I got to say. Okay, Corker, I wouldn't say he's an ally. I would say kind of more is using Trump to his advantage, like the fact of like the coattail riding type of stuff. But let's look at what he had to say here.
The president recently has not demonstrated that he understands the character of this nation. He has not demonstrated that he understands what has made this nation great and what it is today. He's got to demonstrate the characteristics of a president who understands that. Corker also...
Well, actually, no, he does understand that, Corker. You can go fuck yourself. CNBC, for quoting him, you can go fuck yourselves too. Because this country was founded on personal fucking responsibility. Oh, well, because those Nazis over there, we did because they're Nazis. So you started a brawl in the fucking streets because they were quote-unquote Nazis. Yeah, so it's their fault. No. Because if you look, as they're being escorted out of the park, which the police wouldn't let them go out an entrance where Antifa and BLM were waiting. Wouldn't let them go out an entrance where they weren't waiting, I should say. You had, the second they were being let out, you had Antifa charging at them, which is what the president refers to on what he's talking about with clubs. So, if you're going to go charge at someone, okay, now, of course, it points there was taunting and all that, and they've tried to say that the taunting from the people at the Unite the Right, which it shouldn't have even been called that when you have the National Workers' Party or whatever the hell it is, because they're socialists. They're not right, but when you have people on that side taunting the people on the Antifa, okay, they're trying to act like that's violence and it was instigation, it was assault. That's what they're trying to push because, oh, well, they instigated it. Well, Antifa was throwing slings back, was slinging, jabs back and starting shit verbally. So it's a two-way street on that. And there was some altercations, but going both ways. But when they're being escorted out of the park is what I'm talking about. You had Antifa charging at them. So personal fucking responsibility. That's one of the things about this country. Okay, he understands better than you. It's one of the big things. Okay, that's the whole point of freedom and liberty. Taking responsibility for yourself. Now, maybe he doesn't want to be ostracized, but you know what? Have some fucking balls here. Because what he said was right. There's blame to go around. And he does understand the characteristics of what makes this nation great and what it is today. We've lost that. The personal responsibility thing is one of those big ones that we've lost. So, yeah, fuck you, Corker, and fuck you, CNBC, for trying to use this to go after Trump. And here we are, a minute 18 in on a fucking 2-minute and 4-second video. And we haven't even got to Cone, which just goes to show how this is all fucking propaganda. Because they're trying to slant you, because they know you're going to watch the video first. So they're trying to set your mind up a certain way. That Trump is fucking shit up. So now that they can once they get that in your head, then they can start pushing their little false fucking narrative. Because CNBC is, fake news NBC's little brother, little cousin, whatever you want to fucking call it. But yeah, 118.
Also said that the president hasn't demonstrated stability or competence in office and called for radical changes inside the White House. And
so basically he's saying, bow down, read the scripts, be a fucking puppet. So I'm thinking he's kind of deep state. I'm kind of wondering because That's kind of code right there to shut the fuck up, take the script, and fucking play the part. Because, well, guess what? If we go beyond the days of this shit, of the read the script fucking president shit, you look at like presidents like Teddy fucking Roosevelt, okay? Grant. Alright? These are men that if they were told to do this shit, they'd go, fuck you. And we need a president like that, which is why the people voted for Trump. So fuck him, fuck, you know, on the note of the senator, fuck you, dude, reading the report, and fuck you, Patty. You're a fucking bunch, a despicable bunch.
And so much focus today on the fate here of Gary Cohn.
Okay, so here we are. 128. 128 on a 2-minute and 4 fucking second video. Pathetic.
The National Economic Council director, would he resign, would he not resign after the president's fiery press conference on racial relations and relations between the various protest groups in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. Cohn, though, not issuing any formal statement himself. Here's the most recent guidance that we've gotten from the White House. They're saying nothing has changed. Gary is focused on his responsibilities as NEC director, and any reports to the contrary are 100% false. So that's the state of play here in New Jersey, guys, where we're monitoring the president's working vacation. Back.
Okay, so they're saying that there's nothing going on here. So they're trying to push this fucking narrative. This is so funny. Now, one of the things that gets me about this, all right, is they don't tell you that some of the biggest stockholders in the world are the same central banks that lend us our own fucking money, like print it and then lend it to us at interest. And they own stock to manipulate the economy. Great way to fucking manipulate it. A good example, and I suggest you go look this up, and unlike Cenk, okay, from fucking the Young Turks, okay, or Anna, when I tell you to fucking go and Google something, but I'm not going to tell you to use Google. Go Bing it, DuckDuckGo it, whatever. Just use some other search engine. If you do, all right, go look up the fact of the Swiss Central Bank and how much stock it has in Facebook. It has more stock in Facebook than fucking Suckanut does, than Mark fucking Zuckerberg. So that should say a lot, because you have all these banks holding stock. The Chinese Communist Party, through the government and through their own personal thing, they control a large amount of stock. Okay, the Federal Reserve, same thing. Okay, the EU Bank, same thing. All right, the Bank of England, same story. They all control stock, so they can sit there and dump, and then you've got all the fucking people that have like stock on the note of the corporations that are in the stock market or other corporations. They all control stock, and you've all got a bunch of fucking globalists running a lot of these companies. So they all have similar plans. If they're part of Bilderberg or whatever, they can just get together and say, you know what, let's dump all our stock on the market, and they could completely implode the economy of the United States if they really wanted to. I mean, when you own more stock than Mark Zuckerberg, okay, you could dump that on the market tomorrow and fucking tank the price of the stock. Just saying. So let's look at their bullet points here. Stock sold off and the Dow saw its biggest drop in 3 months amid market worries that President Donald Trump's advisors will jump ship, leaving him unable to push his pro-growth agenda. Well, no, because a lot of them are leftist, globalist fucking shitbags. Or deep state, or, I mean, they've all got their own little fucking agendas, and whether it's globalism or whatever, but, I mean, they're not going to do what's good for the economy. They're going to do what's good for themselves. What's good for their business, what's good for their bottom lines. Trump wants to do what's good for the country. So, with or without them, he can get it done. He's proven that when he's created the empire he has. They're trying to make it sound like he's inept, and he doesn't know business. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? White House economic advisor Gary Cohn, well regarded on Wall Street as a voice of reason, was rumored to be among those preparing to leave, but the White House denied the rumor. Well, regardless if he leaves or not, fuck him. The president's comments that appeared to defend some of the people who marched at a white nationalist rally after deadly violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, have driven corporate leaders away from the White House. Well, part of that is spin control because they think that the left controls shit, the leftists, okay? They think that they control the fucking shit out there. So this is about that. This is the fact that they're left-leaning, okay? Elon Musk lives off of government, run corporate fucking welfare for green technologies that may never be financially viable, which is why they need to have that subsidy. He's living off the government tit. That's why he left, because Trump said, "Fuck you, I'm changing the agenda here." So he knew he wasn't going to get his fucking payouts. So now he's actually going to try to work Tesla as a viable fucking company. Good fucking luck without your government tit, bitch. Anyways, the same type of story here, okay, with these people. Now, what he said is everyone should be held accountable for their own fucking actions. If you did shitty shit, you should be held accountable. They try to make it sound like he didn't say that. He condemned everyone that was involved. After corporate CEOs abandoned President Donald Trump, markets are worried Trump's key advisors and cabinet members will be the next to leave him, threatening his economic agenda. See, they're trying to push this narrative right now, okay? And these banks are just going to fucking dump stock on the market if they want to. They're setting up a narrative that if they dump the stocks on the market and tank it, they can blame the president. But it won't be him, because it won't be the average stock owner, you or me or anyone like us, that would dump those stocks. It would be the banks. And they know this. It would be the corporations. And they know this. So they're trying to set this up. So that if they do it, it's his fault. It's fucking ridiculous. So that, I mean, just look at this. They're like, well, they're worried. Keys, Trump advisors, and cabinet members will be the next. The markets are worried. Trump's key advisors and cabinet members will be the next. Oh my God, threatening it. That's just fucked up. But political strategists doubt the key financial advisors like Gary Cohn, director of National Economic Council, or Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, are close to resigning. If I butchered that, I apologize. The two former Wall Street executives have high credibility in the markets and are viewed as key drivers of the Trump economic agenda, particularly tax reform. For the first time, people are now questioning if he can get anything done policy-wise. His agenda is under threat, said Peter Bukvar, chief market analyst at the Lindsay Group. See, pushing this narrative. Economy's doing good, despite what they do. The economy is doing good. He's taken the brakes off, and it's accelerating, and they don't like that. So they're manipulating shit, and they need a cover. Oh, it's Trump's fault. It's the average investor. Go ask most of the average investors if they've sold stocks. And they'll be like, no, well then where do all these stocks come from? Look at the banks. Go back to the banks. Stocks slumped Thursday morning as rumors circulated that Cohn was leaving the White House. They recovered slightly after it was denied by the White House, but selling again accelerated and the Dow closed off 274 points at 21,750, its worst day in 3 months. Ooh, 3 months! Just leave out the fact that it's set records, that it's been the highest it's ever fucking been. Ooh, 3 months, it's down a whole 274 points. Yeah, but it's still higher than it's ever really been, on average, or ever. I mean, its peak was basically 22,000 and change. So, that's a record. Fuck you. I think it's Trump related. Bullshit. People are worried about the unraveling of his team, his administration's authority, and what it means for tax reform. Bullshit. They're more worried on the note of tax reform with fucking Congress, because Congress is the one who writes fucking tax reform, you fucking dishonest shitbags. Every day he makes a new enemy in Congress. Today he's picked a fight with South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, said Bookfar. Actually, no. Lindsey Graham didn't back him because he didn't want to have people pissed at him because, oh no, we can't upset the left. The fucking right, the Republicans, they've turned the other cheek and put up with this fucking shit that the left has done, where they keep pushing something and pushing something. Well, I should say keep pushing their limits. Because they get you to apologize with the Republicans and the right. They get you to apologize. So like, ooh, I can get you to apologize about this. Well, I'm going to push it a little bit further. And I'm going to get you to apologize about that. And you do it. And this has been going on and on and on. And all these Republicans, like fucking Foam Party Rubio and fucking Ted, I should be president, but I was born in Canada Cruz, so ignore that part. They come out and condemn him. Fucking Manchurian fucking candidate himself. Okay. Fucking McCain came out and condemned him. Well, I wouldn't expect anything otherwise from McCain to defend fucking communists. I mean, shit, he sold out his fellow Americans at the Hanoi Hilton to the commies. He sold out the country to the fucking commies. So why wouldn't he sell it out today to the fucking commies? Instead of saying, oh, well, the commies fucked me up. I can't use my fucking arm, you know, because supposedly they did that when others claimed that were at the Hanoi Hilton. His arm was injured when he came in. So, I mean, yeah, you would think he would condemn the fucking commies along with the white supremacist, white identitarian, wannabe Nazis, and even the people that got involved in the fighting that were there on the note of free speech and the statue and not erasing history. Okay, you think he would condemn both fucking sides? No. He's a commie fucking sympathizer, so of course he's going to sympathize with those little commie fucks. Trump alienated members of his two corporate councils after he on Tuesday appeared to defend some of the people who marched at a white nationalist rally and noted that many sides were at fault in the violence that claimed the life of one woman and injured protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. Actually, he did not defend some. He condemned them all, you dishonest fucking shitbag. Patty, you're a fucking scumbag, bitch. Seriously. He condemned them all. If you say, I condemn everyone on all sides, that includes the fucking white supremacists, the so-called actual Nazis. He dissolved the two CEO councils after one high-profile group of CEOs had already voted to disband and the others were exiting. What has been the story for the last 6 months is that at least he has decent people around him. No! It's that he's been getting the economy going. Fuck you. And that would change instantly if Cohen or Munich were to leave, said Art Kashin, UBS Director of Floor Operations at the New York Stock Exchange. Bullshit. The actual fucking people that are doing the stock trading, like on the note of average people, they're not thinking that. The people who have their retirement in stock, they're not thinking that. The people who voted for Trump, they're not thinking that. It's the Swiss fucking, national bank there, their reserve bank. It's the Federal Reserve. It's all these fucking banks and corporations that are going to fucking manipulate the stock market, that are going to do anything to it. So, I mean, this is one of the guys at a place that owns a bunch of the fucking stock. So, of course, he's trying to make it sound like Trump. So when they fuck up shit, oh, it's Trump's fault. Oh, this is fucking ridiculous. Kashin said that the selling accelerated Thursday when Trump denounced the removal of Confederate statues in a tweet during morning trading. He was denouncing the removal of history. They just happen to be Confederate statues. Because history fucking repeats itself. The market has been particularly uneasy about Cohn, who is reportedly appalled after Trump turned an infrastructure announcement on Tuesday into a tirade about Charlottesville. Actually, no. The fucking press, you fucking shitbags, turned it into that. Asking fucking questions and pushing the fucking issue. Trying to catch him in shit. And he fucking schooled all you all. So shut the fuck up, you lying sack of shit patty. It wasn't a tirade, okay? He was being assaulted verbally. And I'm not talking like physical assault like you're talking about. I'm talking about like verbal diarrhea, fucking assaulted. Not get a word in edgewise, fucking verbally assaulted, okay? So he was stern and basically was like, whoa, he was like a parent and went, shut the fuck up. Which, we needed someone in that office to start doing that to fuckwits like you in the mainstream media. Fuck you. The look on the faces of the advisors surrounding him range from disgust to disbelief. Bullshit! Bullshit! I guess you're hoping people won't watch the actual fucking footage. Because if you look, the people behind him got big old fucking happy ass smiles like, yeah, fuck you, he's right. Because that ain't disgust or disbelief. They were right behind him and they're smiling, and it wasn't one of those uncomfortable fucking smiles. No, it was, yeah, you fucking tell him. Cohn probably the front runner to replace Janet Yellen. So I can see him voluntarily giving up an opportunity like that. I don't see him getting fired. I think he's held in high regard. It's clear to me, and I think a lot of people on Tuesday, that he was distressed by Trump's doubling down on the Charlottesville stuff. He wasn't doubling down. He was reiterating to you stupid fucks something that was valid, something that was correct. Because you're defending fucking communists. Oh, there were no real communists in this country during the Red Scare. Bullshit. They were proven fucking communists. They were proven fucking communist agents. Okay, doing shit to try to get communism into the fucking government. We've got it going on right now. We got it in our fucking press. We got it in our fucking government because they're all defending those little fucking commie bastards whose ideology went from the fucking haves to the have-nots to it's the whites are all evil and they're anti-fucking white and they're working alongside BLM. So get a fucking clue. This is fucking ridiculous. So he didn't double down, but anyways, but I don't think it's sufficient for him to quit. Well, no, because you know that what Trump said has validity. And you are looking at the fact of your bottom fucking line, but you're still going to be a fucking dishonest shitbag. So this is Greg Valerie that said it. He's the chief global strategist at Horizon Investment. I think like everyone at the White House, he's distressed about what Trump has done. What Trump has done? He called out all the fucking guilty parties. That's something that this country has lost. This whole concept of personal fucking responsibility. Oh, it's not your fault that you're fat. Oh no, you eat fucking 4 Big Macs, you buy the meal deals and you've got 4 large and you make them large, so you got 4 large freaking tubs of soda. Oh, but you made a diet. But then you've got the large fries and the fucking 4 Big Macs, and then you got like 4 apple pies, because I think they still do the 2-for on those. And you're going, well, it's not me on why I'm fat. I mean, come on now. It's personal fucking responsibility. And my example is valid. I mean, everyone wants personal responsibility from the guy who ran down those people. But they don't want personal responsibility to be shown with the fact of having to take it with the fucking little Antifa fucking punks who, yeah, they did have permits, but they didn't have permits to be where they were. That keeps getting left out. Hell, Phil fucking DeFranco left that, completely misrepresented that shit. He goes, oh, well, Trump, no, you're fake news, okay? They had permits, fuck you. And he put an article up for like a second so you could just quickly get a glimpse. You couldn't even read it. And right in the fucking article, at the beginning, it says, their permits were another completely different fucking park. So they were there illegally. Trump was right. So, you know what, Phil? You're fucking fake news like CNBC with this shit. So fuck you and fuck them too. I mean, this shit's getting fucking ridiculous with the shit they're trying to play with this whole fucking Charlottesville thing. Yellen's term ends in February. Okay. Yellen term's end runs in February, and Trump said that Cohen and Yellen are in the running. The latest White House drama has investors wondering what impact an exodus of administration officials would have on a stock market that seems to have sailed past the president's prior blunders. No! It didn't sail past his blunders. It fucking reached the record it did because of the shit he's doing. On the note of the economy. In spite of what the left and everyone else is trying to portray with him. On the note of his other policies. He is managing to get the stock market and the economy going. And you're trying to act like, well, he's a fucking incompetent. Obviously he isn't. That wasn't his blunder, firing James Oh my God, Patty, you're a fucking leftist. Holy shit. I bet you believe the Russian bullshit. Even though you're in a fucking environment where you would know it's an absolute nothing burger. Oh, that seems to have sailed past President's past blunders like the firing of FBI Director James Comey and the investigation into his campaign dealing with Russia. Strategists say the biggest market reaction, if any, would come from the loss of Cohen or Munin, both of whom are perceived as key drivers of tax reform. No, Trump's the one that's the person that's going to be key in tax reform. Or did people forget his plan of how he wants to simplify taxes, which is very basic and would work? He came up with it, talking with advisors, so fuck you. You try to make it sound like he can't do anything, and he's a fucking incompetent. Yet, how did he create the successful business he did? It wasn't because he got handed all of his money and handed the fucking business. No, he took a loan, mind you, from his father, which he paid back, and he turned that into his multi-billion-dollar empire. So, fuck you. I think Cohen's probably worth 200 Dow points only because he goes. They'll assume others are going to go too, said Kishin. He's got to be conflicted. The CEOs have to worry about different things. They have to worry about losing business or being boycotted. Yeah, because the left has this perception out there that they're the ones that drive the market. They're the ones that actually buy shit. Actually, if you look at most of the young left, their parents who are middle class, who provided them the lifestyles they have, that have gone against their parents' views because, oh, I got to revolt and my parents are conservative. Okay, they buy all the shit those little fucks have. They don't have fucking 2 cents to rub together, but yet they've convinced, along with the fucking feminazis, you know, that are on low-paying fucking, you know, government tit jobs, all right, and other fucking leftists who couldn't get a job in the real world that are living off the government tit. Not the people who are hardworking who actually earn bank. You know, don't get me wrong, those people are making good money for what they do. But the people who are out there that actually earn bank, the ones who actually make the big buying, purchase type stuff, those are the ones they should be looking at. And they're not the ones who they think are going to screw them over. If you're an individual alone and you're on the short list to be the Fed chairman, you think that you can stay there and you think you can do good for the country. Well, yeah. And here's the thing. I got the perfect Fed chairman. All right? Actually, 2. So if they want to be like that, you want to see the fucking stock market actually do well? On the note of regular investors, put Ron Paul in as the chairman of the Fed. He would audit the fucking shit out of it, get rid of all the fucking fabricated debt that the Rothschilds and other interests like the Rockefellers have that in the Federal Reserve. Those individuals and groups and families that have interest in it. The debt that they fabricated, because a lot of the debt we have is fabricated. Yeah, let's just say the economy would fucking take off. Because overnight, boom, a bunch of debt would just be absolved. Just look what happened. Was it Iceland? Oh, was it Greenland? No, it was Iceland. Was it Green? No. Yeah, it was Iceland. And I'm like 1% sure, 2% sure it was Greenland, but I'm 98% to 99% sure it was Iceland. Yes, it is Iceland. What they did is they did what I'm talking about. They audited their reserve bank, found all this fabricated fucking debt that the bankers saddled them with, and actually threw bankers in prison and shit like that. They wiped their debt, and they're doing better now than they were doing prior to that. So, yeah, that's a good choice. Straighten this fucking country right the fuck out. Yale University management expert Jeffrey Sonnenfeld said Thursday on CNBC that Cohen is so key, his departure could crash the markets. Bullshit. You're trying to push a narrative so that you guys can fucking sit there, all you banks, you fucking reserve banks, and the World Bank and fucking the corporations, so that you can all, like, all you Bilderbergers that have a large chunk of the stocks out there, you can fucking flood the markets with them and tank it. That's what you're setting up. I don't want to be an alarmist, but there's a lot of faith that he's going to help carry through the tax reform that people are looking for, he said on Squawk Box. People are actually looking more at Trump for this. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I think if he steps away, it would crash the markets. Bullshit. Bullshit, Sonnenfeld. You're a liar. You're a senior associate dean for executive programs at Yale School of Management. Okay, so you're a Keynesian economics guy. That explains the bullshit you're fucking slinging. But Keynesian economics is what got us into this fucking shit. Ain't gonna get us out. It's just gonna dig us deeper. So, oh wait, you want that because you're pushing the globalist fucking agenda clearly here. Sam Stovall, chief market strategist for the CFRA, said he doubts the market reaction to a resignation would be consistent with a crash. If you have the departure of a respected and potentially influential person, that could have a negative near-term effect on the market. No, not really. Especially if you were to say who I suggested put in there. Boom, shit would go right up. Well, actually, I can't say that. Because if you put Ron Paul in as chair of the Fed, okay, yeah, he would straighten out the Federal Reserve shit, but they would freak and they would literally crash the stock market. So maybe not a good idea for that note. But once you got at the books and you see all the shit, you could then build a case for them setting up the whole tanking the stock market. Then we could just wipe out all their fucking, bank accounts, everyone involved, for penalties and fines and shit like that. The left always said they want that 1%. Well, there's the 1/10 of 1%. We'll wipe them out. Fines and penalties and shit like that. That make you feel good? But this is just fucking ridiculous here. At least he says, but then the market just reverts to its old tendencies, which is true. I give him credit for being honest there, which is being opportunistic. No, it's being honest. And that leads to the bigger question of, will his departure lead to a recession? No. Because the thing is the market is fucking going right now. He's taking the brakes off. You want the brakes on. If the answer is no, you buy the dip. I think we would end up with some softness in the market and then move forward, he said. Jeanette Lowe, a policy analyst at Strategic Research, said either Cohen or Mnuchin would be an important loss. She pointed to the market sell-off around the Senate's efforts to vote on health care reform. Yeah, which was probably, again, more the banks trying to scare people. Or other interests that have stock, like the trading companies and shit. You could see a similar move down. We could still bounce back, but that's saying you've lost someone steering the ship and you could be a little bit more of a market mover, said Lowe. Actually, how do you... No, Trump's steering the ship. I can't believe... Trump is the president. That means he's the one in charge. He's the one steering the ship. But see, you try to make him out to be a fucking incompetent. He's not. You're trying to make it look like other people are running the show. Because, oh, well, just look. We got other people running the show because he runs his mouth and yeah, look, he looks like a buffoon. No, because he's speaking truth. You say he looks like a buffoon. Instead of actually addressing what he's saying about the alt-left, as you put, Antifa, BLM, so on. That's just you trying to shut him down. I mean, you look right here, okay? He doesn't look like he's upset by what Trump said. He's more like, yeah, okay, whatever. Lowe said Mnuchin appears to be happy in his role and is given free rein, so he does not seem ready to exit anytime soon. Both Cohen and Mnuchin, I hope I'm saying that right, are set on getting tax legislation passed, and if either left, it would be more likely to be after a tax package, she said. Oh, and if either left, okay. I apologize for that. They're really moderating forces. Investors would definitely see that as a negative and discount for tax reform getting done if they were to leave, Lowe said. No! Trump's the one that's pushing the whole tax reform. His constituents, the people who voted for him, they're the ones that are looking at him going, you do this. And they're the ones that know he's going to try to do it and do what he can to get it done. Regardless of the fact of the fucking neocons and the fucking whiny, still fucking Trump deranged fucks in the Democrat Party, regardless of all them, he still wants to get it done. He's the one trying to get it done. You make it sound like he's a fucking buffoon. He isn't a buffoon. He's a fucking competent, fucking intelligent individual. He might not be the most polished when dealing with people, and he might be a little too blunt for fucking precious little snowflakes like you, Patty, but that's the fact of the matter. Valerie said if anyone left the administration, it's more likely it would be White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. Fine by me. I kind of like him, but I kind of question his deep state ties. Valerie said he could be gone by Thanksgiving. On Tuesday, Kelly looked particularly distressed during Trump's briefing. Actually, no. Bombiard's Body something. It's a channel out on YouTube. She has a Patreon too. She analyzes body language, and she's really good at it. And she's saying that you're full of shit. I will actually try to remember to find the link, and I will put it to her video so that you can see her take on what he's doing. Because she's better at reading it than this stupid fuck. Lowe is a fucking moron. I think he was aghast. No, he wasn't. Absolutely. They had not planned to go there, and Trump violated what they agreed on. Wait a minute. He violated... He's the fucking president. They do what the fuck he says. What the fuck do you people not get about this shit? It's called Commander-in-Chief for a reason. As in, he is the one in charge. They do what he says. If they don't like it, there's the fucking door. And on the way out, don't let it hit you with a good Lord split you. That's the bottom fucking line. Quit trying to play this like he's not the one that fucking has the bottom line on shit. Kelly had no impact on Trump. Well, of course not, because Trump's the fucking president, said Valerie. Oh, this is Valerie saying this. Sorry. It's not fucking low. I apologize for that. He said Trump continues to tweet whatever he wants. Yes, because he's the fucking president. He should be able to say what the fuck he wants. Okay? Yes, is it sometimes tactless? Yes. Has he been right? Well, I'm sure CNBC and NBC and all the other fake news will go, no, because they pushed that thing and you notice it disappeared about the whole fact of Obama wiretapping him. Oh, well, Obama didn't go in and physically tap a wire. That was the stupid shit that they tried pulling. Okay? Trump turned out to be right. I mean, that's why they're pushing for Rice to be fucking indicted for that and a lot of our other crimes. So, nice try. Oh, God, you fucking people are ridiculous. The market continues to do well despite all of this stuff. Actually, not despite it. Because of it. Because the actual people who are investing on average, like the average person, they like him. They voted for him. They have some money and want to keep it. That's why they didn't vote for Hillary. Get a fucking clue. Only Silicon Valley and corporate fat cats did that. Oh, and the bankers. And the stock people. So, yeah, fuck you. Even with more and more defections among Republicans, they're not defecting. They're defecting too. Or did you forget the recent governor defecting to the Republican Party? Oh, that's right, you did. You guys are going to lose in 2018. Just fucking deal with it, Patty. I think they're just going to go off and do their own thing. We may get something done in spite of Trump rather than because of him, said Val. Bullshit. He's the driving force on getting shit done. Okay, when you leave it up to fucking, Manchurian candidate, fucking sellout candidate McCain, of course. Of course. He's going to fuck the president because they hate each other. That was not about what was good for the country. That was about McCain, being a fucking sniveling, dying, evil, vengeful little fuck going, I'm going to fuck him. I'm going to fuck him. I mean, when you have Rand fucking Paul on board to vote for it, and McCain votes no, if you're on the right, that should be your sign, okay? Because Rand Paul is a lot like his father, as a constitutionalist, and so on. If he's going to vote for something, yeah, and McCain don't, that should go to show you. He don't have your interests in, even his peripheral. White House advisor Steve Bannon is unlikely to leave, but Trump could throw him overboard if he needs a scapegoat, Valerie said. Wow, wishful fucking thinking, Valerie. Bannon's going to be around for a while, from what I'm going to say. He's going to be around for a while, and I also, yeah, Roger Stone is saying that his time there should be over with, but even though Bannon's self-interested, his interests, for the most part, in a large fashion, align with the president's. So I have no problem with him looking out for his own interests, if they are the interests of the president, the ones that align. If he uses his position to promote his interests that aren't, then I think Trump should get rid of him. But only then. Bannon gave an interview in which he said the U.S. has no military options with North Korea and that he would make personal changes in the State Department. Well, actually, it wasn't an interview. It was a phone conversation. And he didn't ask to keep it off the record. And he basically did this to call out shit that's going on. He's playing the long game like Trump. And this is him looking out for himself, but he's also pushing the same type of agenda that Trump is pushing here. So in large part, I don't have a problem with what he did or what he said. I agree with him on a lot of it, actually. Especially the whole fact of if they focus on the economic thing and let the left keep going with the virtue signaling, identity politics shit. That I really see what he's talking about with that, and like on the note of where it would lead with the current environment and the fact that it would destroy the Democrat Party. He's available to be thrown under the bus. He said a lot of things I think the president would have issue with. Actually, no, I don't think he would. I really don't. He did say a lot of provocative things. What? He said, fuck the white supremacists. Let the left fucking play their fucking bullshit with their fucking supremacist fucking virtue signaling crap of, whether it's, handy supremacy or fucking, oh, well, I'm cisgender, transgender, trisexual, as in try anything once. So I'm higher on the fucking totem type. Let them fucking do with that. That's not controversial. Let them keep playing that. That's not controversial. That's not provocative. I would say he's on thin ice. I think Trump is holding him in reserve. He may need a scapegoat down the road, said Valerie. I think Bannon probably stays. Well, actually, again, Bannon's interests in large part align with the president's. As long as he's working on those interests that are mutually exclusive, fine by me and fine by most Americans. Valerie said the market would not necessarily see Bannon's departure as a positive, even if he does represent the far right wing of Trump's base. No, he doesn't. He represents a good part of it. Market reaction would depend on his departure, but it could reinforce the concerns the White House is in total disarray. No, wrong. And I don't think that's a good story. Right, but you don't think it's a good story because you don't think it's factual. You don't think that it could be sold to the American people. I think if Bannon were to leave, there would be instant speculation about what damage he could do to Trump with an interview or two. And I think Trump is aware of that. No, I highly doubt he would go against the president. I highly doubt it. Even with a falling out, I think he wouldn't sell him down the river, fucking make him look like shit type thing. I really don't. Even though he's self-interested, he knows that he would basically fuck himself. He would fuck Breitbart. He would fuck a lot of things up. So, yeah. Lowe said she believes Secretary Rex Tillerson is more likely to leave than any others. I don't know about that, like I said, and I will put the link. Bombardi or whatever it is, body language. She did a really good breakdown of him. I don't buy it. I'm not buying this fucking propaganda. I think there's been a lot of talk about it, but we haven't heard anyone actually say we feel someone is going to walk away. I think the biggest concern is Tillerson. Wow. I don't know. I just don't buy this shit. Beyond stocks, the departure of Cohn or Mnuchin could have big implications in the bond and currency markets. Oh, well, we got to get people worried about bonds and currency exchanges. Where you're doing the currency trading. Got to get them worried. Because average people, do dabble in that stuff. Some people actually dabble a little more than they probably should, and they've got too much money tied up into it. Because if you sell currency from, say, the U.S. to one country, and because say your exchange rate, say between U.S. and Japan is one thing, but the exchange rate between the U.S. and another and a different country works to your favor. All right, so now you're making more off of that. But here's the thing: that country, say, trade with exchange with another country, or Japan itself, but say another country and then another country or Japan. So what you do is you're trading your currency through these different, from one to the other, and you can make more money. And that's what they're talking about with the currency market. I don't think it would affect it that much because currency markets are global. And the economy dictates whether the dollar's going to weigh in more than the president would at this point, or even in the future. BMO fixed income strategist Aaron Coley said if Mnuchin were to leave, it would raise concerns about the whole budget process and debt ceiling, in addition to tax reform. Well, not really. I mean, be concerned, but it'd be no different than any other presidency any other year. Like, well, no different than Obama's fucking bullshit. Well, we'll just raise the debt ceiling. Instead of working within the limit, well, we'll just raise the debt ceiling. Which I don't think President Trump would do that. But, yeah, I mean, this is just a little fucking sleazy how you're representing shit here. Oh, God. About the whole budget, yeah, debt ceiling. The budget needs to be approved by the end of September, which is also when Mnuchin warns the U.S. will hit the debt ceiling. Yeah, okay. All Obama did was just fucking keep raising it. So you're making it sound like, oh no, fire and brimstone, Chicken Little shit. And ain't that fucking scary when Obama can just go and literally, I mean, just sign away and boom. Oh, debt ceiling's been raised. Yeah, no, it's not a problem anymore. Mnuchin is seen as the driver of the tax proposal. He is seen as the voice of reason, Coley said. The fact the debt ceiling is coincident with the budget makes each one more difficult. No, not really. You want the debt ceiling in your fucking... I'm sorry, but I gotta wait till I stop laughing here. Because this is like the stupidest fucking shit I've heard. Oh, God. If you're planning on fucking passing a bullshit fucking budget and coasting, yeah, you don't want your debt ceiling to fucking be happening at the same time. But if you're actually trying to reform, to do some reform with taxes, it's a pretty good fucking incentive to have the debt ceiling coming up at the same exact fucking time. And I think that with the way that Trump plays the long game, how he plays the multi-dimensional chess, that could be what he's going to be doing. He'll be like, oh yeah, all right, well, fuck you. And he will literally let the pencil pushers go without a job. He'll be like, fuck you, you ain't getting paid, you ain't working, fuck you. Until like there's enough fucking whining that they agree to come to the table and actually work with him. And that's what I think he'll do. And I think that'll be he's more of a driving force, especially on that type of fucking idea. Because he can literally use the debt ceiling to get them to bend over and take it up the fucking ass. And do what he wants. And do what he wants them to do, which is fucking work with the budget. And cut shit. But it is less clear to Coley which way the market would move if Cohen were to depart in the near future. If he's out, the question would be, who, if not Yellen, for Fed chairman? Again, Rand Paul. Two good choices. They would audit the fucking shit out of that. Strategists say that they still expect Republicans to push through tax reform and that the market is currently not pricing much hope for it. I don't know. It's pretty fucking optimistic right now. It's hit record highs. It's only, 270, 4 points from the high that it reached. So, fuck you. Quit being a dishonest fucking shill here. You're supposed to be, Patty, you're supposed to be a financial reporter. What you're talking about to the ill-informed that read your shit, what you're spewing to them is more likely to cause them to lose their wealth. And I'm not talking like rich wealth. I'm talking like their retirement. their future, their ability to maybe kick back and take it a little easy when they get older. If they're, if they're a guy and they're able to make it that far because we die younger than you, Patty, because we take the dangerous jobs, because we work more hours. I mean, and I don't mean to be bringing the whole gender thing in, but I'm just saying, there are guys that bust their ass that want to be able to have that little retirement. And the shit you're pushing here, if they're not smart enough to look beyond you, you could ruin that. Because you're trying to use feels over facts. Feels over reals. To push this a fucking bullshit story and agenda and get people to believe this fake fucking news that the market's concerned Trump will scare away the best advisors. No, it's the fucking banks like the Swiss Central Bank that are going to fuck shit up. I mean, when you have a bank that owns more stock than the founder of a fucking company, that's pretty fucking scary. Makes you wonder how much of the stock they actually control and if they have voting rights, because at a certain point you can take it, well, they obviously have voting rights with their stock, but I'm talking like board voting rights. I mean, because that's a lot of fucking stock. But yeah, so you're trying to push a false narrative here. You're full of shit. I think I've proven the point with that. And I've already gone over an hour. This was video I was hoping to make a lot shorter. I'm going to have to, if I'm going to upload it on VidMe, I'm going to have to fucking cut it. I'll probably do that. I'm actually looking at, well, no, it's over an hour. It'd be like 2 half-hour clips and a 5-minute, no, or less, actually. Yeah, this one's only going to end up on YouTube's. But anyways, if I get my restriction removed, because I'm verified, I'll upload it. So anyways, if you like the video, upvote, thumbs up it, subscribe if you're on YouTube and you want to see more of my content regularly, and you want to be alerted to it, I should say, ring that bell. Again, thank you. I'll have a good one.